Talk about low-budget flights, no food or movies? I'm out of here. I like running better. Welcome back, YouTube viewers, to another video. So, yesterday, a teaser trailer for the live-action How to Train Your Dragon remake dropped. And today, a first look behind-the-scenes thing also released. So, yeah, I know this already came out yesterday, and of course I've already seen it. And, I only got around to making a video on it now, so, If you follow my community page, you know what I think, but I'm going to give some more detail about the actual trailer itself, and if you've been following this channel, you know I love the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy. My 200 subscriber special was this huge hour-long analysis of the whole thing. I did some reviews of each movie individually, which are not good, which is why I put old on all the video titles. I did a character analysis of Hiccup. I've covered the movies my DreamWorks rankings. I've talked about one of the villains in my top 10 DreamWorks villains. I've talked this thing into the ground. But since this is new, I have to talk about it, and let's just get into it. Okay, so first thing is that I will give the movie this. So apparently, well, I think this is actually a real place. From judging by the behind the scenes, they actually built sets, went to real places. That's nice. It's not green screened. They actually put in some effort. But here's because that's Stoic, who just we get a better shot of him in the first look thing, but you can see that he's actually being played by Gerard Butler, who voiced him in the movies, and yeah, he did an amazing job voicing him. But here's the thing, he's not that big a guy, and even though he has this huge costume now to look like he did in the original movie, he still just doesn't look quite the same. There's something about him that's just off. His voice is still the same though. But also, it's taking lines from the original movie when you carry this Axon, but it's making it so over dramatic. And just this guy, nice set there too, but I don't like the voice of the guy who's playing Hiccup here. And while his costume is, again, it's accurate, it looks like how it did in the original movie, but his face just doesn't look right. Because here's the thing, Hiccup in the original movie did not look. I don't think you're gonna meet anyone who looks like that because it's animated. They can play around more with how he looked, which gives him more personality. Here he just looks like some dude in a Hiccup costume. Also, are they changing his age? Because, in the original movie, Hiccup is supposed to be 15. Here he looks more like he's 20. Okay, the dragons we don't really get to see outside of Toothless. I guess they look fine from what we can tell. I mean, there's a deadly natter, but from what you can tell, I've seen people slow it down a bit. They look how the dragons would look in live action. They just don't look that good in live action. That's it. Or this just is this supposed to be the finale? I guess when the Vikings approach the Red Death's cave, it just looks too extreme. Or this is supposed to be the downed dragon sequence. Why is it taking place in the daytime? The lighting is just all off. This doesn't have that. I know this music probably isn't even what plays in the scene, but it doesn't have that intensity that the original scene did with that music. That do 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 do. That was some great music. But here, I mean, John Powell's doing the score, but I get the feeling he's just gonna recreate the music he already did. Or Toothless, it's just again, as I said with the other dragons, he looks how Toothless would look in live action. It just in live action, Toothless design just doesn't really work. He just doesn't look real, even though he's supposed to be real this time. He looked more like a tangible thing in animation, because this is still technically animation, but this music is just, or this, it's not the same as that original scene, the Forbidden Friendship scene. Because again, they start playing the How to Train Your Dragon theme. Great theme, one of my favorite movie themes. But they have to make it so big and epic and just stuff it in there. I know this is just a teaser, but still, I don't like that logo either. Also, it just looks too generic fantasy. Also, it says DreamWorks is, I don't know, DreamWorks still made live action movies. I thought this was just Universal, but this is just, as you can tell, I'm not excited for this at all. But now we're gonna have a look at the first look. How to train your Dragon first look. Let's see here. Yeah, so let's look at it. Again, still same footage I didn't like. And yeah, so this is the director. This isn't just the director of this, writer and director of this. He wrote and directed the whole original trilogy, Dean DeBlow. So I'm glad he's here than he's not here, but it's just or here the costumes, they're not bad costumes. They don't look like the characters because again, as I said with Hiccup earlier, you can't find people who actually look like that. Also, is that supposed to be Astrid on the right? That does not look like Astrid. So yes, he says that yes, I do believe that Dean DeBlow loves those original movies he made. They're masterpieces. I love them. And yes, I understand he wants to direct a live action movie. He's actually got two live action movies lined up that he's going to write and direct. Micronauts, based on, I guess, Micronauts, which that could be interesting. I don't know anything about them, but that might work. Treasure Island, which does not need another adaptation, but fine. But does he really need to do this? I feel like he either did this just because he knows he'd be better than someone else directing this because he already did the original, but he knows these characters, but just this isn't the same as adapting One Piece for live action because that was turning it. You had to really work around the time limit, time slots, and all that stuff, working around for Netflix. But for this, it's just turning a movie into a movie. What new are you supposed to do? And yeah, I understand. I do believe he misses these characters in this world, but and he says, yeah, I love movies that have a poignant message and have this whole thing they're trying to say, and I believe that. You can tell that not just How to Train Your Dragon, but also by Lilo and Stitch, which he did as well with Chris Sanders. But again, I didn't say this before, but I feel like if he really look, I believe he genuinely loves these characters in this world he created. But I feel like if he had some more artistic integrity, he would know to just leave well enough alone. But then again, it makes me think: did he do this movie because he wanted to, or was he forced to do it? I mean, Peter Jackson wasn't going to do the Hobbit movies. He was forced into that. So, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. For Dean, it could go either way. And also, he's treating it like this is almost a movie. Like, this is a new thing where he talks about this message and all that stuff. And yeah, nice set at least. All that. It just, again, I don't. Something about these costumes, while they're well made, they just don't do it for me. Because you can't do it in real life. And yeah, why does the down dragon scene take place during the daytime? That is just not right at all. That thing is supposed to take place during the late afternoon, I'd say. I'm just yeah, it's just I don't. Is that supposed to be Astrid? Lady who plays Astrid, you do, sorry, nothing against you, but you just don't have that look. It's as simple as that. As I said 1,000 times, you cannot find people who actually look like this. And if you can, it'd be hard. Because this guy, Mason Thames, he does not look like Hiccup. Does this woman look like Astrid to you? I'm sorry, but seriously? Did they just pick names out of a hat? Or they said that look at this comparison. It's just do you think these two look like Hiccup and Astrid? Look, I know we know basically nothing about the movie yet, but it's pretty clear this is just gonna be a shot for shot remake, let's be honest. And just does this look do these two look have the look to you? He's acting like these two are gonna be great and amazing. You know what? He created the characters, maybe they will be really good. But judging by everything we've seen so far, which is a lot more than you'd expect for a teaser, I don't think these two are gonna live up. Again, nothing against the actors, but you just can't recreate magic. But yeah, I do truly believe that Gerard Butler is still gonna be great as Stoke because Yeah, he won't look quite right, but it's still the voice. He's got the mannerisms, everything. He's gonna do a fine job, I'm sure. He'll probably be the highlight of the movie. Yeah, so it's not too bad for him. Oh, honestly, Dean kind of has the look of Stoic, just without the hair. Yeah, and he says that, yeah, doing this, it comes from a place of love and respect and keep the fans of the originals. He hopes they'll really enjoy this. But I'm just thinking, really? Do you really think we're gonna just want to see a shot-for-shot remake of a masterpiece? Because again, this doesn't. I'm not even trying to insult Dean DeBlow here. I still believe he has the ability to make something great. But is this is his foray into his first step into live action? I mean, the man just got a credit on the Wild Robot. How much he actually did, I don't know. But I'm assuming, considering he was Chris Sanders' partner for a while, he actually had a decent part in that film's production. So again, I think he is capable of doing so much more than just a lazy cash grab remake of something he already made over a decade ago. And yeah, I'm still happy that the guy who made the original is doing this. So they're actually getting someone who really knows it. But again, I have to. This whole thing, I'm just repeating myself. But for the final recap, yes, he did great work before. He knows these characters better than anyone else. But is this really a good thing to spend his time with? Just doing something he already did, which, and yeah, the original How to Train Your Dragon, when this movie comes out, will only be 15 years old. When this comes out, The Hidden World will only have released 6 years earlier. It's so new. The Disney live action remakes, those are terrible ideas regardless of whatever they were, but at the end of the day, those came out a while after the originals. The Lion King, 25 years. Aladdin, 27 years. Beauty and the Beast, I think it was 26 years or something. Jungle Book, few decades. But this is so new. There's nothing, and again, when you make a movie that is just the original How to Train Your Dragon, when you make something that is done so well, where it's near perfection, it's got such great actors and music and special visuals and pacing and dialogue, and it's even pretty funny. How do you do that again and make it even come close to what it was before? And I've heard some people say who don't want this movie to happen, well, it'll still probably make a lot of money anyway because live action remake. But I'm just thinking that okay, the last live action remake that released was the Little Mermaid, which that movie did not actually do that well at the box office. Yeah, Lion King, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast made $1 billion. Little Mermaid made half of that, which still isn't that bad. When you consider these movies enormous budgets they get these days, and the fact that it must have seriously underperformed. Disney probably expected it to make way more. And you get the fact that How to Train Your Dragon, as beloved as it is not as well known as stuff like Little Mermaid and Aladdin. I don't think, because while those movies did well at the box office, they were never giant smash hits. So I don't think this movie is actually going to end up doing that well. Maybe it'll break even, but even that, I'm genuinely not sure, because I think it's releasing around the same time as some other live action remakes, so I think Lilo and Stitch, funnily enough, which is also another Chris Sanders, Dean DeBlow movie. So these are all going to be competing with each other, and if they do, maybe they'll end up running each other into the ground. That sounds mean for the people who I know spend a lot of time on these, but hey, if they all fail, it means no more live action remakes, because I already don't want more Disney remakes. But I really don't want any DreamWorks remakes. I want this studio that one of the reasons I respect DreamWorks so much is at the end of the day, they have some creative integrity. More so than Disney, that's for sure. I want them to be able to take their great creations and keep them as they are. No one wants live action Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, Madagascar, Megamind, Over the Hedge, Rise of the Guardians. No one wants any of that. In conclusion, I really don't want this movie to happen, as I'm sure you can tell. I don't like being negative on this channel, but I have to be negative for this. This is not going to be good. And they're doing a live action Ninjago movie sometime too. Yay. I guess comment down below you thought of this. That's all for now, and as always, keep on juicing.